that much pigment there? No. A brush doesn't do anything. There's no colour. Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be testing out the new collection from Chanel and it's the Reve de Chanel collection, and I also have some products from the Comet collection, also spring and summer as well. And I saw these on the website and I think they're an online exclusive, and I thought I'd go ahead and get my hands on some of the items. Now they are a little bit more expensive than things that are in the normal collection because these are limited edition, but I decided I was going to go ahead and test them out and see how they are, because I am always very intrigued in the limited edition collections just to see if they are worth the extra money that you pay for them as well. So if you're new to my channel and you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, and also make sure to hit the bell icon just so you're notified every time I upload a new video. So everything I'm going to be testing out today is in this bag right here. So I picked up quite a few products. I picked up 4 in total, and I really like these on the website. I thought they were really good. I haven't seen any reviews on the new collection. I've only actually seen a review on the Comet collection because it was one of those where I didn't know if I was actually going to purchase it, but I wanted to see if it was any good before I picked it up because it was quite expensive. So if you do like watching Chanel videos, I do have a playlist on Chanel makeup, which I'll link down below or somewhere in this video for you so you can check it out. So anyway, if you want to see me try on all of this new Chanel makeup, then just keep watching. So the first product that I'm going to be testing out is a blush, and this is from the Comet collection. And this is the Blush Comet, and it's the Soft Glow Blush. And this one is in the shade Corail. Probably going to say this completely wrong. Etoile? I'm probably saying that completely wrong because I don't speak French, but it's the coral shade that they have. And this one is limited edition. You get 12 grams of product and 0.42 ounces as well. Now everything in this video is still available on the website, so it's everything you can pick up now. And they do have 2 different shades. I have this one and then it also have a lighter shade. I was originally going to pick up the lighter shade, but then when I saw a video that R.E.M and Cohl did, it looked like it was pretty much like a highlighter and it didn't really show up very well. And this one actually looked like it was a blush, and I felt like this one was definitely worth the money. So this one is £52, plays on an optical illusion between the Comet design on the powder's surface and the Chanel monogram that reveals itself in the compact mirror. Available in a delicate peach or bright coral shade, its soft silky formula enhances the complexion and provides a healthy glow effect, and it just says that the benefits are fine, soft, silky texture. So the thing that really drew me to this was the fact that it looked completely different to anything else that I've seen before. You also do get a brush in here as well, so every single blush that you get from Chanel you do get a brush with it, but this one, it has its own little pouch. So you have a little pouch for the brush and then a pouch for the compact in here as well. But this brush, it actually looks pretty nice. It looks slightly different to what they have in their usual compacts. So you can see it has like a domed brush at the top, but it feels very nice, and I like the fact that you have its own little pouch in it, because if you do want to take it for travel, then it's probably going to be really good. Now I'm not going to use the brush just because I don't tend to use brushes that look like this. I tend to use my duo fibre brush anyway, and it works a lot better. But I really like the packaging of this. So you have the gold CC on there, which is what they usually have for all their limited edition collections, and then this is what it looks like when it's open. So you can see that you have the star there, and then you can see the CCs in the mirror here. I just think it looks really beautiful. I'm really hoping that when I tap into this, it isn't going to make all the embossed come off, because it just looks really nice and I don't really want to ruin it, but you know what, we'll just see. So I'm just going to tap in a little bit. So I'm just going to pop this on the cheeks. That is very, very pretty. It's not too overpowering. It does have a little bit of a glow to it, but you don't really need a lot of this. I just basically tapped in a little bit. Blends very beautifully as well. I really like that shade. I don't actually have anything in my collection that is actually this shade, because I tend to go for things that are peachy pinks and peach and nudes. This one is a bit more bright for me. I like it. I think it's very nice, and you have a really nice healthy glow to it. It's not where it looks like a highlighter on your skin, but that's really, really nice. I'm really impressed with this. I like it. Now, is it worth £52? It's one of those where you have to sort of make the decision yourself, just because it is quite expensive. I haven't tried out any blushes from Chanel before, other than the one that I have in the duo that I had last spring or summer. So that's the only one that I have. I'm also, I know I was going to say I wasn't going to try out the brush, but I'm going to try out the brush anyway, because what's the point in having the blush brush if you don't really know how it's going to go? I'm just going to take a little bit and just sweep it. Again, hasn't taken off any of the design on there, and you do get quite a lot on there, and I've only really gone into it a little bit. That is so nice. Honestly, I didn't really tap into this at all. There was only a little bit on the brush. I think it's very pretty. And I think this would be really handy if you're travelling and you don't really want to take a normal size brush with you. That's really, really pretty. However, I feel like I prefer the side with the duo fibre brush just because I feel like you don't really get a lot of it spread out on here. Now, this is really good if you want to be nice and precise, but I definitely prefer the duo fibre brush. So I'm just going to take my brush and just going to blend this out a little bit. So that is what it's looking like on both sides, and I feel like it is so pretty. I'm so happy that I got this shade instead of the lighter one because I naturally have very, very fair skin when I don't self-tan. At the moment I have a light medium colour because I am self-tanned, and I feel like that shade wouldn't have even shown up on any of my skin, but I like this. I feel like the shade is really pretty. I'm so happy that I got this. I think this is definitely worth the money because it is very pigmented, and I actually think it's one of the best blushes that I've tried with the pigment, so I'm really happy that I got it. And the next product that I'm testing out is from the new Reve de Chanel collection, and this is the Reve de Camelia, and it's the Illuminating powder, again limited edition. It comes with 10 grams of product or 0.35 ounces, and this is what it looks like. And I saw this on a website and I knew straight away I had to get my hands on it. It looks so beautiful with the design, and it's one of those where I don't want to use it because the design is so beautiful, but you know, what's the point in getting makeup if you're not going to use it? This also comes with a brush, and I didn't know that it came with a brush until I opened it. Even though on the website it shows that it comes with a brush, I completely forgot and I opened it and I was blown away. I had absolutely no idea, but it's probably because this is a lot more expensive than a normal highlighter that they have. That's probably why, because you do get a mini kabuki, so it's not like a normal brush that you get in the blushes or the highlighters. This is how big the packaging is, so usually the packaging is around the size of the Comet ones, so there is quite a big difference between the two of them, so you can tell that the brush is probably going to be quite big in this. So when you open it up, you get the brush, and then you also get the compact in a velvet pouch. And then the brush, honestly, this is so nice. I wasn't expecting it to be this good. And it's just a mini kabuki, but it feels so soft and so nice. It's £62, so more expensive than a normal one that they have for normal highlighters. It's a limited edition illuminating powder embossed with the Camelia, Gabrielle Chanel's favourite flower, created for the 2022 makeup collection Reve de Chanel. Inspired by Mademoiselle's dreamlike and poetic world, this multi-dimensional highlighter with its mini kabuki applicator brush comes in a shimmery pinkish beige hue that gives the face a natural pearlescent glow. Airy and delicate, it lightens shadows, illuminates the face and redefines facial contours. It's an airy and delicate illuminated powder embossed with the Camelia for a natural and pearlescent glow. So it's one of those where it looks like it's probably going to be quite natural on the skin. Again, I haven't seen how this looks on the skin, haven't seen any videos at all. I usually use a highlighter brush with all of my highlighters because I feel like it looks a lot nicer. So I'm going to try both brushes just because I want to give it a really good go. I want to see what it looks like with the usual brush that I use, and then also with the mini kabuki. For me, I tend to use kabukis for foundations and concealers, so it's very weird to have that with a highlighter. So I'm going to go in with my highlighter brush. This one is just from Jessup. It wasn't expensive at all, so I'm just going to take a little bit of this. I really don't want to ruin this because it's so pretty, but we're gonna do it anyway. So I'm just going to take a little bit on my brush, and it hasn't actually ruined any of that. You don't really get a lot come off on the brush, and then just apply this. This is really pretty. This isn't like a subtle highlighter. Like, you can see that. I assumed that it was going to be very, very subtle, very natural. It's not blinding, but it is very, very beautiful. I'm shocked because I didn't think it would be this good. Okay, that's really nice. It does have a slight pink hue to it, so I feel like if you do like pinkish highlighters, and you will get the use out of this. It's not too pink, but it goes very nice with this blush, so I feel like I did really good with pairing these two together. Very, very pretty. I'm really liking this. I'm shocked because I didn't think it was going to be that good. I thought it was going to be very subtle. So I'm going to take the kabuki, and we're just going to press in this a little bit, and we'll see what comes off. So you don't really get a lot. It just pretty much looks like shimmer, if you can see on there. So it just looks like a little bit of shimmer. So we'll just tap this on. It is a lot more subtle on this side, but it works. I'm shocked. I didn't think this kabuki would work, but I do feel like I prefer it with this side because I feel like it's taken off some of my makeup with a kabuki on this side. I feel like this would probably be good if you had like liquid products, but I'm not the biggest fan for a highlighter with that brush, so I'm just going to take some more, bit down bridge of my nose, and then I'll pop some on the brow bone as well. That is really, really pretty. I honestly thought that this would be very subtle because it did say that it was like a natural look, but it's pretty blinding. Now, it's not the most blinding highlighter that I've ever tried, but it is pretty blinding, especially with these lights. It's very nice. I like the shade of it. It's very different to most of them in my collection because I tend to go for champagne shades. So I really like the compact. I feel like it is very, very beautiful, and I am going to be using this a lot. I feel like that if you do like slightly pink highlighters, then you will really like it. I do, again, really like the way that it goes with this blush. With the brush, I don't really like it, but they do have brushes that are very similar to this on a website that are like £30. So if you do want to pick up a mini kabuki, get the set, because even though this isn't the same as what they have on the website, it is obviously a lot smaller. Get both of them together because it's £60 odd, and you're going to save yourself some money because then you'll get a really good highlighter, and then you get a brush that you want to try out. The next product that I'm testing out is probably the thing that I'm most excited to test out, and this again is from the new Reve de Chanel collection, and this is the multi-effect Quadra eyeshadow, and this one is in the shade Imaginaire 384. It has 2.8 grams, 0.09 ounces, and this one I'm so excited to test out. So the only eyeshadow from Chanel that I've tested out on my channel is actually the number 5 collection from Christmas, and it's a palette that it's nice. I still use it a lot of the time, but it's one of those where it's not perfect. There are a couple of little issues with it, so if you do want to see what my opinion was on the entire number 5 Chanel collection, then I'll link it down below or somewhere in this video for you so you can check it out. But this one is actually the second palette that I'm trying out on my channel, and it's actually the second palette from Chanel that I've ever tried out. I do actually have another 2 in my collection, but I just haven't been able to try them out. I really like the way that the shades look on the website. I don't know if this is actually limited edition. It doesn't say on the front if it is, so I'm hoping that it's not, because then you guys can pick it up at any time if you do like it. And the shades are just so nice. Now, the bottom 2 look very similar to each other, and then the top 2 you have a darker shade and then you have a shimmery shade. This shimmery shade is absolutely beautiful. I'm so excited to use this. But it doesn't look like the usual ones that I have, because I do have the other ones. I can't even remember what type they are, but I have Warm Memories and another one, and they're sort of domed. This one you don't get the plastic over the top like you do with those ones, and this one is very straight, like very, very flat. I also use these little applicators. I know that loads of people just tend to chuck them away and don't use them, but I actually like using them because I feel like you can build up the colour really nicely as well. So I do use pretty much everything that you get in the compact as well. Because this is a very neutral palette with a pop of colour, I feel like this is going to suit so many different skin tones. I'm hoping again that it's not going to be one of those we have to build it up a lot. Hoping the pigmentation is good, but you know, we'll see how it goes. The eyeshadow palette retails for £47, and it says a palette of 4 eyeshadows that features the most advanced innovation to enhance creativity. Its optimized formula unites a soft texture and an easy application to achieve maximum colour that is consistent and luminous, an exceptional concentration of pure pigments for a wider range of effects and intensities, a gelifying system and a blend of polymers and spherical powders for a soft creamy glide-on texture, shades that blend together perfectly and even make a result an easy application and immediate intense coverage. So when I do my eyeshadow, I always use the same 4 brushes, and I tend to use my fingers as well. So I have cleaned these yesterday, so they do look very stained, but it's just because I use them so much. The first shade that I'm going to take is this one right here, and I'm going to use this as a transition shade, and this is very, very light. So I'm just going to pop this in the crease. There's not much pigment there. I don't know if it's because it's so pale and so fair, but it's not really picking up much on my brush. I don't know if you can see, but that's how much I'm getting on my brush. So I'm not really getting a lot, and I'm really going into this, and it is quite powdery. I'm getting a little bit of colour, but I feel like it's pretty pale. I feel like that if you have deeper skin than I do, it's probably not going to show up very well. You get a little bit of colour, but I feel like it's one of those we need to build up quite a lot. So I've zoomed in a little bit more just so you can see what we're really working with, but I've tried to build this up about 3 times, so I'll try a 4th time, but really you don't get a lot on the brush. There's not really a lot coming off, like there's hardly anything. And again, I use this brush all the time when I'm doing my transition shade. I know exactly how it goes, but it just seems like that you really, really need to build this up. So if you do want a subtle look, you'll probably enjoy it, but for me, I don't know, I'm not feeling like I get much colour payoff. As you can see, that's got nothing on it. This has been built up about 4 times now. I mean, it's a very nice shade, but I just wish there was a bit more pigment to it. So on the website, it did say that it was satin feel. It was very nice, and you know, it had a lot of claims on there, but I feel like it does feel nice. Now, it does have a nice texture, but there's not really a lot of pigment in there. I don't know, I expected more, but this is only one shade that we've tried out. So I did need to build this up about 4 times on here, but it does blend out very nicely. So I do have to say the blendability is very good. The texture is nice, but it just takes a lot of building up. So yeah, we'll do the same thing to the other eye and then we'll try some more shades. Now both sides look pretty much exactly the same, but this was 5 layers of building up to get this. And this is, yeah, there's not a lot of pigment on here. I expected it to be a lot more. I mean, it's a nice shade. I feel like it is very nice. It's like a peachy pink, but yeah, it takes a lot of work. I'm going to take this shimmer shade right here. This one I'm really excited about. I'm going to take it on my finger first of all, because that's what I do with all shimmer shades. So I'm just going to get a little bit. Pigmentation is quite good. I like it. It's right on there. So we'll press this on the lid and see how that looks. There's no colour. There's no colour. Like, there's a tiny bit of shimmer, but it's gone into the transition shade. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see. I'm really disappointed with this. I thought this was going to be really nice. I'm going to take this little applicator that you get and I'm just going to rub into this. So there's quite a lot of colour. But we'll see if the applicator works better, because sometimes the applicator does work better. Okay. It's looking a little bit better. So let's try on this side. It doesn't look like there's any difference with the colour. Like, these two basically have gone into each other and look like exactly the same shade. And there's not a lot of shimmer. You know what? I'll try a brush. I'll just try a brush because someone's going to end up saying to me, you should have used a brush with it. So we'll try a brush and we'll see if that works any better. No, a brush doesn't do anything. It basically has done nothing other than look a bit patchy. There's no extra product that's gone on there. So brush is definitely not the way to go. I'm going to take this bigger brush. I have no idea what it is, but it's a Spectrum CO6. And I'm going to use this for the outer corner. And I'm going to take the deepest shade. But there's so much fallout in this. I don't know if you can see, but there's loads of fallout coming off. So you really need to like dig into this. So hopefully this one's going to feel a bit better. So you do get quite a lot that comes off. And I've only literally tapped in that twice. So this shade I really like. I feel like that this one is very pigmented. This is what I would expect from a Chanel palette with this price. This one is very, very nice and it's very silky. I need to tap in twice and I got loads of pigment. So I'm impressed with this shade. And I'm just going to do the same to the other side. Then I'm just going to take the same deep shade and I'm going to put it along the lower lash line. And I'm going to go back in with this shimmer shade and I'm going to take the applicator and I'm just going to pop a little bit more. So I've finished off my eyeshadow and I feel like it looks good. But this palette was actually a disappointment for me because only one shade I actually like out of it. So the deep shade is very pigmented, blends very nicely. I honestly really enjoy this deep shade. Shimmer shade, no, didn't really work out very well. You don't get much pigment. And then this shade, there was hardly any pigment at all that came onto it and you have to build it up quite a lot. So what I have done is popped on a little bit more of the dark shade on my lower lash line and I'm going to go ahead and finish my eyes off camera and then come back, we'll test out the last product. So the last product that I'm going to be testing out is this one is from the Spring Summer collection and I don't know if this one is limited edition. I don't know if on the website it says it is. I'm hoping it's not because these actually look really nice. So this is the Rouge Coco Balm and it's a hydrating, beautifying tinted lip balm, buildable colour, and I've got the shade 920 in Love. And this has 3 grams or 0.1 ounce in here as well. Now these do retail for £32, so roughly the same as what they do with all of the lipsticks. Now this one is supposed to be like a tinted lip balm, but also a very buildable one. So I think it's meant to have more pigmentation in the Rouge Coco Flash. Now I do have one of those and it is quite nice, but I just don't really reach for it. But I thought this one would probably be good to test out because it is a brand new product, and it says Chanel has reinvented lip balm and made it as desirable as an iconic lipstick for buildable colour and better looking lips day after day. A unique balm with a dual colour and care function. Its smart formula allows for customised coverage ranging from a sheer wash of colour after one coat to lipstick-like intensity after 3 coats. It delivers an exceptional benefits with a natural luminous finish that becomes more matte as it wears. So it's one of those products that is meant to look like a lip balm but then go matte during the day, so very different to anything else I've seen. Oleo active, an oil derived from the fruit of the olive tree, which is high in omega-9s, and its polyphenol rich leaves. Nourished from the very first wipe, the lips benefit from long lasting hydration, 12-hour comfort, and also feels 41% less dry. After 28 days the lips appear plumper, smoother, suppler and less chapped for a better looking lips day after day. So my lips at the moment are pretty chapped. They don't look very nice, so I do apologise if you can see all of the dryness in my lips and how horrible they look, but hopefully this is going to make it look quite nice. I did also purchase the palette from the collection, but I haven't had a chance to play around with it and it is sold out now, so I don't know if you guys want to see a video on it. If you do, then please just let me know. It's very different to all the other ones. It just feels really clean and it feels very spring and summer. Now I think these sell out quite quickly if you go to the Chanel counters, and then this is what it looks like. So it's very bright. It's like a bright red, and on the website it looks like it's pink. What I'm going to do is put on 1 coat and then we'll see what it looks like and then see if we can build up to 2 or 3 coats, because it does say that it's a buildable formula. This shade actually looks really nice. It feels more mattifying than a balm. It is showing off a little bit of my dry patch right here, but to be honest it is quite dry anyway. I would need to use a lip liner for this because I feel like it does go quite outside the lines. I'm not sure if you can see, but it is very nice. It feels moisturising. It's really nice, and this is 1 coat. I don't feel like this is sheer. It's not like an opaque colour, but I like it. I feel like it's really nice. So we're just going to build it up to a 2nd coat, and this is what 2 layers looks like, and it is very nice. I like how this looks. It's not too opaque, it's not too sheer, it's not like a light wash of colour. It's just really nice, and it doesn't look as scary as it does in here. It looks more pink in real life, and then in the bullet it looks like it's going to be bright red, but I do prefer how it looks on my lips. I feel like it's really nice. It feels very hydrating. It feels a little bit more mattifying than a lip balm, but you know, we'll have to see how it goes during the day. I will be putting on a lip liner just because you can see that, you know, it's gone outside of all of the lips, but it is really nice. I actually really like this, but I'm one of those people that doesn't really tend to wear lip balms a lot of the time, but I am really liking this, and I feel like it's so pretty on the lips and it just feels nice. It feels nice and moisturising, so that's really what I want, especially for me having dry lips at the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and gather the rest of my thoughts and see what I think about each of these products. Then I'm going to come back and let you know what I like, what I don't like, what I'd recommend and what I wouldn't. So my makeup is all finished and I've tested out all the products that I picked up today, and I feel like my makeup actually looks pretty good considering that not all the products I like. So I have a very good idea on things that I would recommend and things that I wouldn't. I think you guys can probably already tell what I feel about all these products. So first of all, I'm going to talk about the Comet blush. I really like this. I feel like it is very pretty. I really like the shade of it as well. It's like a strawberry pink, but it's not overpowering. I feel like it can work on loads of different skin tones. You can build it up, you can just use a little of it. I hardly used any of the products, and this is what it looks like. You get a lot of pigment that comes out on it. Now it is quite expensive, but it is a limited edition piece. It looks really nice. I really like the way that it feels on my skin, and I'm really impressed with it. So I will continue to use this because it's very different to anything else that I have in my collection. I like the fact that you get the separate brush and it has its own little pouch, so it's really good for travel. The other brush, it actually does work pretty good, although I would probably prefer to use a duo fibre brush just instead, because I feel like that works out really well and a lot better for me. But with a brush, if I am travelling and I don't want to take a full-size brush, I will just take that with me. It also would be really good for contour if you use that brush as well. But overall, I really do like this. This is one of my favourite things that I've tried out today. I feel like it's so beautiful and I will continue to use this up. Illuminating powder, I really like this, but I don't like the kabuki. So that's the thing for me. This is 60 odd pounds. You get the kabuki in there, which is probably worth about £30 on its own anyway. So it is good that you get 2 in 1. However, I do feel like I prefer the other brush. So I feel like if they gave me the brush that was in this, in the illuminating powder, I feel like that it would be a lot better. It probably would be cheaper as well. But if you're one of those people that's actually really interested in the mini kabuki and you want to see how it goes, but then you also like the highlighter, I recommend picking this up because it's 60 odd pounds. You get 2 products in here. The kabuki actually feels really great quality, but I just know that I won't use it. I really like the powder. I feel like it is very beautiful. You don't just get a subtle shimmer with it. It actually looks really nice on the skin. So on camera, it looks very blinding. In natural light, it looks more natural, but you can still tell that you have a lot of highlighter on, but it doesn't look horrible. It doesn't look fake. It doesn't look powdery. It just looks like skin, like it looks like you have a natural highlight. So I really like this. I like the subtle hint of pink to it as well. I feel like it will go with a lot of different skin tones. Overall, I think it's beautiful. It's a great collector's piece and I'm going to continue to use it because it's just that good. So, eyeshadow palette. You guys probably already know, I do not like this eyeshadow palette. I don't think you should waste your money on it. This is nearly £50 for 4 eyeshadows, and it's making me worry about the 2 that I have in my collection that I haven't tried out yet, because I'm like, are they going to be exactly the same? Now, I tried these with the brushes that I use all the time. I use them with every single eyeshadow palette that I use. I know exactly how to work with them, and I know that they work out really well, so it's not the brushes that I use. I also try to use my finger for the shimmer shade. I also try to use applicators as well for the shimmer shade. So I did try 3 different things, and I feel like this is very hard work. I also did swatches. I also took photos in natural light. These are the swatches. You can't really see them. They're not that good, to be honest. So you have the 2 lighter shades, don't really show up. You've got the shimmer that has a little bit of pigment. Then you've got the darker shade, which is the only one that actually does have pigment. So I don't like this one. I don't recommend it. I like 1 shade out of the 4. I wish I hadn't wasted my money on it. I wish I'd actually seen reviews on it because I don't like it. I don't recommend that you pick it up. I actually would say that the e.l.f. eyeshadows are £3 or £4. They are much better than this. So I recommend picking those up if you do like the shades in there, because you'll get better pigment, better quality, and for a much more affordable price. And the last thing is the Rouge Coco Balm. I actually really like this. I looked at my order and they actually sent me the wrong shade. I picked this up from Feel Unique. I actually purchased the shade My Rose, which was the one I wanted that Lily Rose Depp was wearing. They sent me In Love, which is a completely different shade. This is like a bright pink. My Rose was a nudie pink. So I'm really annoyed that they sent me the wrong one, but because I've used it now, I can't actually complain and say, you know, that they sent me the wrong one. I like the shade. I think it's very, very nice. I feel like I can get some use out of it. It feels very moisturising, feels a little bit matte, but it doesn't feel too mattifying. It hasn't dried out my lips anymore. And you can still see the little bit that I have the dry patch on my lips, but that's what I'd get with everything. So I really like it. I feel like this is definitely worth the money. I feel like it feels very nice. I love the packaging as well. I will also keep you updated to let you know how this goes throughout a couple of weeks of me using it as well. The only thing that I don't actually like is an eyeshadow palette. I don't think you should waste your money on an eyeshadow palette, but everything else to me is actually really nice, and I feel like I will go ahead and purchase the shade that I originally wanted of this, so hopefully it's still in stock. So this is my review on the new Chanel products that I've tested out today. If you've tried any Chanel products that I've tried out today, and if you like them or if you don't, just comment down below to let me know. If there's any other Chanel products that you want me to test out, then please let me know and I'll be sure to check those out. And make sure that you give this video a very big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye!